Hello, homeschool mom. Welcome to the Homeschool Well Podcast. I am Kim, and Jenny is here too.
Hello, moms.
And this is the month of December, the wonderful month where we're celebrating the birth of Jesus and all the wonderful things that go along with that. And we are talking to you all month about ways to keep it happy, right? Keep it joyful, keep it from being distracting, burdensome December. Yeah.
Yes,
Nobody has time for that.
exactly.
Nobody has time for that when they're celebrating the birth
No.
of Jesus. We've had 2 December episodes about this. Yeah. We've given you tips on how cutting back on traditional schooling will bless you at this time of year. And last week we gave tips specifically to moms who have kids that might have focus and attention issues and some specific activities to do with your kiddos. And you can go back and listen to those 2 episodes. And today we are going to talk about holiday socializing.
Oh, yeah.
How much is enough, Jenny?
I don't know. I'm an introvert, so I can take a tiny bit and then I have to retreat.
Yeah. So I think it depends on the person and the season that the person is in.
Right. That's true.
Because, us for moms, we're, obviously older than our kids. So we just still need to respect the fact that your kiddo might be in a season where socializing is difficult, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, even starting in Halloween, really, or if you call it
Yeah.
harvest time, it's like
Right.
this season of extra socializing. And then you add gift giving to it, or, having to say what you're thankful for. I don't know. It's like adds a lot of
Yeah.
pressure, right?
It does. Right. Be
Oh,
thankful when people give you gifts and keep a smile on your face, even if you don't like it.
right. Don't
And
say the thing you're thinking if it's not necessarily what you
everything is
should
so
be saying.
hard to be proper, right? To greet people properly, to visit relatives properly, to attend different church services properly. Like everything is very hard when you have kids like this. Yeah.
Some kids are really sensitive to different fabrics and feels on their skin. And what are we doing? And we're taking special Christmas pictures where, oh, you have to
Oh,
wear this cute dress. I bought it. It's so
dress up.
cute. And these fancy shoes. Ah.
Oh, yeah. Even the other day, this is funny. My child is 17. He has not worn jeans since maybe like he was 8 or 9. Okay. He goes, Mom, I think I finally need a pair of jeans. I'm like, okay. So I ordered him some and he
Hilarious.
put them on. He's like, I hate these and I can't wear them. Take them back.
What has he been wearing, Jenny?
I don't know. Joggers, khakis, I don't know. But he
Oh,
really wanted a pair of jeans. And he said,
I
these are
got you.
too thick and too stiff. And I still hate
Yes.
them so much.
Yeah.
Just take them back. I can't do it.
So like soft pants and
Yeah.
or cotton like
Yeah.
khakis. Yeah. My husband went
And he
through a
wears
hating
shorts as much as he
shorts,
can.
yes. And the shoe
Yeah.
thing is real, like the toe jail, we call it. Oof, toe jail.
All of that.
Here's the opposite. My daughter loves wearing shoes that are closed in. Like she's a forestry major.
Oh.
They go in the woods a lot. She got to wear boots,
Mm.
but she has an issue like wearing sandals and keeping her toes out. So
It's so
I
weird.
don't
I'm
know,
opposite.
right? Just
Yeah.
talk to your kids about how much is enough. What are they feeling? Honestly, respect their season and where they're in. It's so hard to do it because you want to do things as a family. And when you're little, you just used to everybody's carting up in the car and going to do the thing together. And you might have one who's just like, this is no fun for me. Like, you might have to, I don't know, split up some time, right? Like, we were at a
Yeah.
wedding and there was a little girl in the family who did not stay at the wedding. So, like, the mom had to leave and go home. It was the bride's cousin, and she wasn't even that young. But I was like, you know what? Good for her mom for respecting the
Yeah.
fact that it was too much for whatever reason. Sometimes it's sad to miss it yourself, but it's also an honor to be able to respect where your kids are at in the moment. And I'm feeling very convicted about this, Jenny, because especially when my kids were little and I could just put them in the car, I was always like, let's go do all the things. I don't want to say no to anything.
Yeah. You're good at that.
But what happened? I used to make my poor girl, for example, sick and nauseous over a fun thing about Disney. Like I would plan these cool Disney trips because it's a blessing. We're able to go to Disney. We're able to do the Merry Christmas night at Disney, where it starts at like 5 p.m. and it goes to like 2 in the morning. Like it's all so exhausting, but it's so fun and it's so great to do it. And, it's such a blessing. But many times we would plan this Disney trip. My girl gets so excited thinking about all the little details of all the things that she wanted to do. And we would get there, she would get sick.
Mm.
She would get nauseous and throw up because of all the excitement and all the
Just
anticipation.
overwhelmed.
Yeah, and then finally it was there, and it was just like this blah moment for her. Like we talk about it now, and it's funny. And she would usually just plow through, or like we'd go back to the hotel for a little bit, and then the next day she'd be like, "Okay, I gotta go, I gotta do it."
It's fine.
Yeah,
Wow.
but those are good things, right?
Yeah.
There's too
Yeah.
much good emotion, can also just springboard into something where your body like physically just shuts down for a minute.
Rejects it.
Yes.
It's too much fun. So today we want to give you 3 tips on how you can help your kids and yourself, if you need to, figure out how much is the right amount of socialization, especially if you have neurodivergent kids or kids who just get overwhelmed by those kind of situations. So the first one is how to set boundaries with relatives. Kim and I were talking about this earlier before we hit record, that it's so hard when you're doing all these extra things for the holidays. Like you're going here this night and there's a nativity this night to go see. And then there's something special you're going to do here. And then now we're going to the relative's house. I felt like that was always the final straw or something. My kids would like, because that was always like after weeks of dragging them to all these places.
Yeah.
And then now it's Christmas and here we are. And they would
Christmas
lose
Eve,
it. Like,
right? Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're losing it. They're so hyper. They're totally crazy. And it would be so embarrassing to keep like trying to, yes, we'll be here. Yes, we'll be here. Yes, we'll see this.
Yeah.
Or, and say yes to all the things and all the people that you want to see. And sometimes it's just too much. I would say, yes, we'll be there later, but we need time to go to the park, like for a few hours.
Yeah.
Or, like when we would stay with my husband's family in Georgia, I'm like, yeah, that's fine, but we won't be around for the first half of the day. We're going to go do our own thing. My kids got to get some exercise, get outside so that they can be calm at dinner time and all of that stuff. So I think it's how to set boundaries with your parents and all the people you're expected to be around so that your kids can keep it together.
And it's okay to say, yes, we want to see you, but you have to come here.
Oh, that too. Exactly. Yeah.
And here's one from our life when we were with relatives, and my son was not a big hug. Well, he still isn't a big hugger, or like, give me a hug and a kiss goodbye to the grandparents. And this is when he was little. And I would have to preface that situation, and because I realized how much stress it was causing him for me to say, go give your grandmother a hug, like da 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 da. And it was stressful for him. And I would have to say, hey, listen, he's not going to hug you. So please just don't ask him, because it's going to stress everybody out. And he doesn't need, like, can we just don't, please. Just let's respect. Just respect where he's at right now. And now he's 17 and I can say, go give your grandma a hug. Goodbye. And he's like, okay. And he'll do it. But he went through a phase when he was younger that it just meant a lot to him to be able to be respected in that way. Like, I'm not going to hug anybody. Please don't ask me. It doesn't mean I don't love you and thank you for everything that you've done for me. I just can't handle that right at this time. So that's a healthy boundary.
That's a good point. There's so many others too. Like we had a mom in our community once tell us that when she would go to parties, like they would have to set boundaries on how long they're going to be there and or what her daughter was going to do when she got there, or like what was expected versus what she could actually do. There's just so many different boundaries. So I think it's absolutely okay to set boundaries with family and friends and just do what your kid needs.
Yeah,
absolutely. So the second one is how to teach scripts for your kids. Like teach them to understand themselves and say, I
Mhm.
need a break, or can I take a rest, or I need to go outside for a minute, or something like that, so that they have tools and can read their own bodies, right? Sometimes we're not around them all the time when they're in these situations. And so they need to learn how to read themselves and be able to communicate what their needs are and
Yeah.
teach them the ways in which they need to do that.
I remember this also for Wyatt, where he would get to this part in the day where he needed a nap. And he didn't say, I need a nap, because he wasn't that verbal. So if you have nonverbal kids, you got to look
Yeah,
for the scripts that, right, the cues
right.
that they are giving you and intercede before it turns into this whole big meltdown thing. And so I would just know, and like, my daughter and my sister-in-law, because we traveled a lot together, they would know too. It's like, okay, it's why it's nap time. And like literally just pick him up and put him in the stroller and be like, here's your
Yeah,
your biddy or whatever. Here's your sippy
yeah.
cup. Like you're gonna be in the stroller now for a little bit. And then 90% of
Hmm.
the time you'd fall asleep. And
Yeah.
so cues like that, if you do have a nonverbal child, like maybe picking up their
Hmm.
blanket is you can be very communicative with them and say, hey, when you need a rest, if you can't tell me I need a break,
Mm,
just pick up your blanket or pick up your cup,
good idea.
tap me on my finger or tug my shirt 3 times, something like that. Any kind of nonverbal cue. Before our kids were talkers, we taught them sign language. They
Mm.
knew milk, more,
Mhm.
please, right? Infant sign
Hurt.
language. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Hurt. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Jenny said
Or
hurt.
help.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so those are excellent nonverbal cues because that's, sign language, that's a language. And you can
Mhm.
just keep using those forever. Gosh, even sometimes now, Anastasia and I will use the sign for go across
Mm.
the room. So you talk
Oh,
about,
that's funny.
right? Social anxiety, like I gotta go. And if we
Oh,
need to
nice.
go to the bathroom, like just to
Yeah,
take a break and go to the bathroom for a minute together.
that's
And
funny. You
yeah,
can't see her, but she's making the signs.
yeah,
But
making the go
we
to the
still do
bathroom
that
sign.
too. We say, "Are you full?
Oh,
Are you
cool.
done eating? Are you full?" I find myself doing the
It's
sign
fun
for full,
at the
like, I
table.
don't know, just yep.
Yeah. And I mean,
That's
by
a good point.
by on the other side of the room, I'm talking about at like maybe even our house if we have people at our house. It doesn't have to be out and about in a social situation. It can be just if you're home, and people are over
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, this is just too much. Like I got to go
Mhm.
outside, need a break. So teaching either some verbal script that are very basic and easy to communicate or those sign language cues or any other nonverbal cue to help your kid communicate with you when they're feeling a little bit of stress from the socializing.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I like the sign language one. And the third one is to pick and choose your events and
Mhm.
how doing less is more and not feeling like you have to do all the things. Right, Miss Kim? No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah.
And
So
just
convicted.
picking the ones that, yeah, are really important to your family, maybe you and your husband, like prioritizing which ones you really want to take your family to or the ones you want to participate in can really create better memories than people flailing and breaking down.
Yeah, more connection because
Yes.
you're enjoying it's enhanced by your mental calm, right? And your ability to
Yes.
enjoy it more than if you knew you
Yes.
had like 5 other things to do that week. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
like that when moms had like guards around certain nights of the week,
Yeah.
or they pick one thing over the weekend.
Hmm.
Um, whatever works for you, but realizing that fewer things can create more connection.
Absolutely. And so the three things again are setting boundaries with relatives, teaching your kids how to communicate their needs, and then the third one is prioritizing the events that you go to. And we wanted to make another point that Jesus would leave the crowds and leave what he was doing at times to go and rest or talk
Mhm.
to his father. And that is a great example for having balance in your life
Mhm.
and setting boundaries around your activities is to take care of your people and yourself and make sure that you're getting enough rest, right?
Yeah. I love it. Jesus is the best example, and he did always do that. If you watch The Chosen, I love those scenes
Mm.
where he's like on a roll, right? And things are really happening. And then he tells his disciples, okay, I'm going to go off by myself for a while. And they're like, what? What do you mean? Like things are hot. Like, why? We're finally getting some action. He's like, I've got to go talk to my father. And that's a great visual in the middle of the chaos.
Mm.
He
I
wants
love that.
you to rest. And it doesn't have to be you have to take some crazy trip or whatever. Just go rest over
Yeah.
where it's quiet or
Yeah. Just get away.
and those are our 3 tips for you today on holiday socializing. And we hope it helps you figure out the best amount for your family so that you have a blessed Christmas season. And if you need some more help figuring out how to add these things into your schedule, that's what we do every week with our community of homeschool moms. And we have a 24/7 forum. You can direct message us anytime. We are here for you to help things be easier in your homeschool journey. And if you know you want that as a gift to be able to
Mm.
become part of our community, we have a little link that you can send to someone or put on your wish list. The link goes to our website store, right to our gift membership, and they just need to know your email address and you'll be able to access your membership that way. So check that out at thehomeschoolwell.com. On the top of the website it says gift membership just for you. And we'll be back next week with one more episode on how to have a peaceful and calm December season instead of a distracting December, right?
Yes. All right. We'll see you then. Take care. Have a great week.
Bye bye.